excuse me. So Monday I had a vision. The first one was sexual healing, singing. It was Monday the 12th, I believe, or Thursday the 16th. So 12, 13, 14, 15, well, Monday, Tuesday. Well, I guess it was Monday the 13th, May. And after this, a second one, I could not know or remember. And I received it once or twice. And the third vision, it was probably in Latin, because it happened to me, and the third one was probably what the second one was in Latin. And it said to me, and I regret to not have shared this, it said to me, not from the eyes, but from the heart. And it's a bit one talk that I say that when you're at peace and you walk on the street, surely enough, I walked 10 minutes, I did in a video a week ago, and I said suddenly I was calm more than long time, and I looked and I see a sign of Popeye the supplement, and already I see the demonic and not the demon, but the negativity of it, one eye closed and strand, and it's also a non-communication, and it communicates, I shouldn't say non-communication, it communicates a bad message. The second one, so we had the third one, pardon me, not from the eyes but from the heart. And the fourth one was, I already talked about it, and that I share on the next day about Trump. And that one I wanted to share because I felt more guilty, and I knew it was good for sure, for the education of Christians, the body of the church. And especially also I stood for Trump, but I stood for Trump to not have nuclear war, to buy time, so to speak. And that's it. That was for Monday. Now Sunday, just before that, I was at the library. I was going to the library and wait to open the doors a bit lately, and log online also, and look a bit there, the news, and do my daily work that I share with you, those visions and prophetic dreams, and that I started with the government too, and messages, both my country and the United States, and what's going on a bit in the world. And Jesus told me, how long you gonna not come to my church? I just heard that clearly while I was waiting. So, despite me and feeling a bit sick body and not driving, I took my bag and I went to a church, a new church, to seek spiritual direction. Which, for those who don't know, that's somebody that follows you. And because we still have to have some obedience and follow up, and that's good. Obedience is a virtue, be aware of somebody that doesn't have somebody to be obedient to. I believe in, and it's, I think only the Pope, he talks with God. Popes are supposed to be prophets because they direct the bark of St. Peter, the boat. So we know that St. Paul even said, seek the spirit of prophecy the most. So do you think that a Pope should not have the spirit of prophecy and others in the church? He speaks for them. He should be upfront walking first. The Lord is his shepherd, and he speaks for us, and we follow the Pope that is in communication with God. So when the Revelation speaks about a false prophet, be sure that he speaks about a false pope, in my opinion. Now you have heard of an antichrist. You have heard of an antichrist and many antichrists. Those are the powerful, in my personal, in revelations that I had, is and you should have, is the many antichrists has been told in the scriptures. The antichrist is also can be relied on the most powerful at the moment men on earth. And that's why yesterday I've seen a man doing a video online, and he says, hey, I don't think dreams are coming from all God. And he was a Christian, because he said, some of you see the Antichrist as Obama, some of you see him as Trump, etc. Well, maybe he didn't thought all the way that it might have been Obama when he was in power, but now it's Trump when he's in power. Okay? And this is my opinion. But why I still stand behind Trump? Because he doesn't want to kill people physically, intentionally. As other people might like it, we can think about Hitler, Stalin. You know, those are some people that were being blood-driven. They didn't know better. I'm just gonna move because the light is a bit shallow here, swallowing. And I want to go back to the vision. So, spiritual director, and on Monday I hold some, as I said, and on Tuesday I hold everything. Because already at that time I told you first the dream sexual healing with singing, that song. It was sung to me. I'm like, what is this? By Tuesday, I didn't share much except the Trump vision, and not the like. I went it in the short way, but the main thing. I didn't say that I met the same guy the night before and I walked with him, and I don't walk with nobody. So the next thing is Tuesday. Now we're at Tuesday. 2 days ago, Tuesday, May the 14th. I have only one vision. Now it starts to go down, and I have one vision, and before I wake up and I say, no vision, kind of. But I wake up, and at that time, a force obligates me to go with my hip, like in a sick, like with a woman, 2-3 times, back and forth, my hips. I was sleeping and in an open air, and I woke up, not aroused like much as I can remember, but definitely no fluid. And I said, what is this? I said, am I punished, or is this the devil that did this to me, a demon? Because now I'm having vision of in the demonic way. But now I know better today. I know you know that God can use devils to punish. You know that most certainly he doesn't. You see, like Job in the Bible, because he likes to have those holy angels to not hurt. So he will command demonic to hurt some men for their own understanding, some things. And some things like this, like sexual, he might have commanded or let somebody do this. And well, at that time I was confused. Tuesday, I didn't share, and I was thinking I had other things to share. This time I didn't share, and I got some prophecies. I didn't share them, and I was praying God, and if I'm doing the right thing while I was at the library, about to share. I was praying and in doubt. So at that moment, what I did is because I was on either videos or writing, I couldn't do both. So I stood back because my cross, and it takes time and recollection. So I rested again, but I decided to write. So I write on a piece of paper that day, a few pages, what was going on, and for a spiritual director. Still looking for one. That was my Tuesday day. I had many writings, but I will not share now because I want to share. I want to do a book. I want to do a book for you. And the main reason is that there's people out there in the YouTube platform that takes these prophetic words of God and twist them and use to their own advantage wherever they are, even in the church today. Unfortunately, it's that sick. For example, me, when I was sharing some vision, I had the revelation, Holy Mary, Mother of Humility. And sure enough, I won't say what happened with it. God told me, but I also was an apostle of, I took the name, I don't know about this, I took the name Emilian Divine Mercy. There was a prophetess who self-prophetess proclaimed that took this name. And, she might be, I have to look about this. Is it even the same enemies that I have to look about this again. But then it appeared, and me, I put it on YouTube at that time. I put it online very clearly, and because I put a documentary, by the Discovery Channel about exorcists that I thought it was the best Catholic exorcist. And it was a good documentary for the little short time, 1 hour, and it was 300 views sometimes in my channel, and I was just promoting Divine Mercy and with flyers outside, and I started to share some vision, but I took them out. Unfortunately, I should never have done this, because So I cannot say the rest. I don't want to say too much. At least I give too information out there to the wrong people, and it's not for everyone to know all this. If you walk with the Lord, you're gonna might discover it. And some things I know myself. If you take that path, you might know it. If you don't, you shall not know it. Maybe. What is the good for the body of Christ that you know it if you don't follow the Lord? So that's it, and I'm gonna share something that I received in these 3 days of remaining silent. About 2 days ago, I did not share. I believe the interpretation of of me seeing, I saw the Queen Elizabeth being carried away. I saw her, and I saw as if a man was carrying her away, uh, from right to left. And before that, I saw her, two images of her, and in the same vision, the exact same vision, same period. And then the third one was like this. I believe, Jesus, if you want, I will give the interpretation that she might be carried away soon from this earth. And I yesterday I had some vision, but it was about a Chinese people by torturing or hurting some people here in this land, Canada especially, and I was one of them. And this is not the first time I have this dream and vision, and unfortunately, because China has to learn about God and Jesus. And you see this communists that the enemies of God put and deep down roots that China never took out. That this crazy, this evolution, diabolical notion of evolution from monkeys and all this crap, from Marxist and all this stuff, man. And look the fruits of communists, what happened. And all the wars except one, the one that is from God, is based mostly, all based on racism and religion, except for the real one. That the real one is based upon survival of the true faith of God and self-defense. You know, look at when God called John of Arc, Saint John of Arc, the maid, you know, the English, a country came over them. One country came over them. I don't want to say English because I don't want to point fingers. It's not time to point fingers. It's time to make peace and be peaceful. But a country came, and then when they come, you can defend. That's what God do. God doesn't go and attack. You know, He did it once for His land. Did He did it twice? I don't know. But it's for His land. You see? Even when Moses came, he came peacefully. He just said, I'm taking the Israelites. He didn't come to make war there. And Pharaoh was saying he didn't want to let it go. So God is God. He doesn't want bloodshed. God told me this month, you shall not spill blood in the name of peace. He also told me when I made a video and I said, what's wrong with people? He said, do not take the responsibility of saving the world. Only I, Jesus, can do this. And that's true, amen.